Okay, as for one, we are looking at part 2 of lesson 1.1. So, our problem 1 is to write expressions using addition and subtraction. I have a cheat sheet on the Google Classroom that you guys can use if you get confused. I'm not going to print this off, but if you need to print one copy off, please feel free to. It's a resource. And what it is it's tons of words that mean the operations. And I wish I had the copy with me right now, but I don't. But you'll see what we're saying, and I'll mention it in class. Okay, so the directions. What is an algebraic expression for the word phrase? So again, an algebraic expression, remember, includes numbers and numbers, operations. It could include numbers. It includes variables and operations. It could also include numbers. It just depends. But the key thing is on this one is algebraic expressions includes variables and operations. Okay, so our first problem we have is 32 more than a number n. So think about this. More than. What does more than mean? Good. If you said addition, you are totally correct. 32 more than a number n means 32 plus n. Could it also mean n plus 32? Are those the exact same thing? Think about that. Is 32 plus n the exact same thing as n plus 32? Yeah, it is. If you remember the property, it's called commutative property of addition, tells me it doesn't matter how I communicate when it comes to addition. I could be on the right-hand side, I could be on the left-hand side. It does not matter. I'm still going to come up with the exact same, I'm still going to have the exact same conversation. Something that, I always tell my students is, let's say Mrs. Sprinkles and I are having a conversation. If she's on the right-hand side to me, we're going to have a conversation. If she's on the left-hand side to me, we're going to have the exact same conversation. It does not matter. So the way we communicate, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I communicate to her on the right or on the left. So again, because of the commutative property of addition, these two are totally fine. I would accept either one of these on your guys' homework. Okay, our next problem is 58 less a number n. 58 less a number n. So think of it, what does the word less mean? And if you said subtraction, you are totally correct. Less means subtraction. Less means subtraction. So now here's my thing on this one. On the previous one we just did, it didn't matter if the 32 was on the right or on the left. Does it matter here? Are these the exact same thing? Is 58 minus n the exact same thing as saying n minus 58? No, it's not. Because let's say I do plug in a number. Let's say I say n equals 3. Well, can't I plug in 3 for n? Yeah, and we're going to be doing problems like that later on too. So this is really 58 minus 3. What's 58 minus 3? 55, good. Okay, so this is 55. However, if I look over here, this would be 3 minus 58. Well, what's 3 minus 58? Negative 55. Good. So, no, these are not the exact same thing. So the answer to this problem is going to be 58 minus n. This is not correct. Okay, because it says less. 58 less a number n. I am taking n from 58. And it could be anything. N could be a million. It can be whatever the case may be. But this one over here is not correct when it comes to this phrase. Okay, now let's look at the last one. Last example, and then I'll let you guys do some work. If I look at the last example, I have 58 less than a number n. So less than, and I apologize, less than, woo, less than means subtraction, right? Okay, cool. So which of these are correct? Is it n minus 58? Or is it 58 minus n? Well, it says 58 less than a number n. That than is what's throwing it off. That than is what's saying it's going to be n minus 58. So if this is incorrect, it's going to be n minus 58. Do you see the difference between less and less than? Yeah, that word than. This is saying 58 less than. I'm taking 58 from n. But over here, this is saying 58 minus n. This is saying I'm taking n from 58. So please be careful on that, because that is the number one mistake I see when kids are writing algebraic expressions. So now what I want you guys to do is I want you to try some of these. I want you to try that one for me. Go ahead and pause the video and try that one for me. 4 more than p. 4 more than p. Okay, assuming that you paused the video and tried it, hopefully you would have came up with 4 plus p or p plus 4. Both of those are the exact same thing, again, because of the commutative property of addition. So let's look at the next one. 6 plus x. Pause the video, work that one out. What is it? So assuming you paused the video and you worked it out, let's look at it. Hopefully you had 6 plus x or even x plus 6. And again, that goes back to the commutative property of addition. Try this one out. 23 less than x. 23 less than x. What's going to happen? Is 23 going to be on the left, or is it going to be on the right? It says less than, so it's going to be on the, think about it, pause the video, write this one out. Okay. Assuming you paused the video, hopefully you would have realized it was x minus 32 because of the word than. The than is what tells me it goes on the right hand side. Okay, so try this one out. X minus 15. Pause the video for a minute. Work it out. Assuming you paused the video and I've worked it out, let's look at it. If you told me it was x minus 15, you are totally correct. Well, that concludes part 2 of our lesson on 1.1. I'll see you in part 3.